So I have already reviewed the Acer ALG laptops, two variants in one video, the RTX 3050 and RTX 2050, both with i5 12th Gen CPUs. And now I have the Acer ALG with i7 13th Gen and RTX 3050 with 6GB VRAM. To be specific, this variant has Core i7 13620H CPU that comes with 10 cores and 16 threads, of which 6 are P cores and 4 are E cores. RTX 3050 with 6GB VRAM and a maximum TDP of 75 watts, 16GB DDR4 RAM clocked at 3200 MHz, which comes in single channel, which is a bad thing as 8+8 combo of DDR4 RAM is better than one stick of 16GB, and it has 1TB Gen 3 Nvme. So this is the exact variant of this laptop that I will be reviewing, and we'll talk about its price, screen, ports, build, features, benchmarks, and competition of this laptop to find out if it's worth the purchase in 2025. This particular variant is priced at around 80,000 at the time of making this video with 1TB storage and rupees 78,000 for a 512GB storage. But this is available at a much better deal at Creative Laptops exclusive Acer store in Ludhiana. Do check them out before buying and mention my channel's name for a special discount. Contact details in the description. Now, this laptop has a very average screen, giving a 15.6-inch IPS anti-glare Full HD panel with a native resolution of 1920 by 1080p, an aspect ratio of 16:9, a refresh rate of 144Hz, which is definitely an upgrade from 60Hz that came in i5 variant, and has the same 250 nits brightness, the same 45% NTSC color gamut. As I said, very average screen, giving okay-ish refresh rate, but not so great colors and brightness. Not a great screen for color grading tasks. Talking about the ports, it has two USB Type-A ports and two USB Type-C ports. On the left side, it has one USB Type-A 3.2 Gen 1 port, one USB Type-A 2.0 port, and one audio mic combo jack. On the right side, it has one microSD card reader, one USB Type-C 3.2 Gen 2 port, and one RJ45 Ethernet port. The rest of the ports lie on the back side with another USB Type-C 3.2 Gen 2 port, one HDMI 2.1 port, one mini display port 1.2, and one power pin. It has good ports according to its price, giving two Type-C ports on the back side, and two additional display outputs. Only downside is that it has only two Type-A ports, of which one is USB 2.0. Talking about its build, although I have covered everything in my previous video, let's cover some basics here as well. It comes with a metal top lid and plastic on the rest of the laptop, including the keyboard. And on the top lid, it has this bulging out diamond cut design, due to which it suffers some degree of top lid flex, but nothing too dramatic. And has a decent build, a sleek design with these dimensions and weight, making it quite a portable machine. It has stable hinges and good weight distribution, due to which it can easily be opened with one hand and has very little screen wobble. It has vents on either sides, vent on the back side, and this big air intake vent at the bottom, big rubber grips to lift up laptop to allow enough airflow. It has thin bezels on the sides, but it has a relatively big top bezel and a big chin due to that 16:9 aspect ratio. It has a full-sized keyboard which has RGB. No, not RGB effects, just RGB, meaning it has static RGB and you can change the color in its software, but nothing else. I am not too happy with it, but hey, at least they didn't just give the white backlight keyboard like in the previous ALG model. And it has that dual tone white and black keys, which looks great on it. And this keyboard has good key travel and feels okay to use. It feels like those old cheap Dell laptops, plastic keyboards. I mean, not complaining, just saying. It has a decent sized fully clickable trackpad with multi-gesture support, which felt smooth to use. It has these LED indicator lights on the front, which is a refreshing nostalgic feel of old laptops having those. However, it does not have any indicator lights on caps lock or num lock, which is sort of a pain in the ass sometimes. It has some additional features like Bluetooth 5.1 and Wi-Fi 6. It has a 54 watt-hour battery, which gives a backup of about 2.5 hours of regular usage and 45 minutes of gaming, which sort of makes sense as it doesn't have a mux switch. Wait, is it mux switch supposed to save battery life? Well, yes, to an extent, while gaming that is. But when not gaming, the mux switch does the opposite. It actually reduces the battery life, as a mux switch also gives the option of iGPU only mode, where the DGPU is enabled, hence only the CPU is drawing power and not the GPU, leading to higher battery life in regular tasks that do not require a DGPU. So Yeah, expect low battery life because of an absence of mux switch in regular tasks. And also it comes with a 120-watt charger. It has a 720p webcam and has two down-firing speakers that sound okay, not too loud but clear. But how does this laptop really perform, you may ask? Well, to check that, I ran some performance benchmark with the following scores. Cinebench R23 gave 12,768 multi-core and 1720 single-core performance. Cinebench R24 gave 644 multi-core, 107 single-core and 3920 GPU score. Geekbench gave 9210 multi-core and 2487 single-core scores. PCMark 10 gave a good 6525 score, and 3D Mark TimeSpy scored 5634 overall, 5274 GPU, and 9324 CPU scores. I also ran some heavy AAA titles on these machines with the following test conditions. All games were tested at 1080p, high settings were used, ray tracing was turned off, DLSS was turned off, room temperature was at 16 degrees Celsius, and no cooling pad was used. As you can see, it gave a pretty good playable FPS in all the games, be it GTA 5, God of War, Valorant, and Far Cry 6. However, in heavy titles like Cyberpunk, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Forza Horizon, it did struggle to give decent FPS. The temps were well managed with a few instances of temps crossing 90 degrees, but nothing too alarming. So this laptop is suitable only if you are looking to do some light to medium gaming. It can also be used for streaming as it does have a good CPU. Creative tasks like video editing, Photoshop can be done up to 4K level, but expect some stutters at 4K level. Also, it doesn't have too much of a great screen, so editors either use an external screen or go for a better option. It's however not recommended for 3D modeling and AI machine learning algorithms, as although it will let you do those tasks, but in the long run, you definitely need better specifications. It comes with its own performance customization software known as the Control Center, which provides options like switching thermal profiles, custom fan speed control, vitals monitoring like CPU temps, GPU temps, and clock speeds. Performance tab, which basically gives options like Windows key lock, switching between the function and Windows key, airplane mode, caps lock, num lock, scroll lock, and a blue light filter. Next we have RGB control, which is pretty basic, offering just this small palette to choose from with no effects. Next there is the macro key setup. Also we have a battery charge limit, which helps increasing the overall battery life. Many features of this software are very basic Windows functions, all provided in a single window. It has good upgrade options, giving 2 RAM slots that support up to 16GB DDR4 RAM, not DDR5, and 2 upgradable M.2 Nvme storage slots that can support up to 1TB each, giving it a total of 2TB. Talking about its competition, that is laptops with similar specs, we have Acer Nitro V with i5 13th Gen and RTX 4050 at 79,000, Acer Nitro V with i7 13th Gen and RTX 4050 at about 90,000, Lenovo Loq with Ryzen 7 and RTX 4050 at 81,000, HP Victus with i7 13th Gen and RTX 4050 for 90,000, Dell G15 with i5 13th Gen and RTX 4050, MSI Thin with i7 13th Gen and RTX 4050. So clearly this laptop has a lot of good options in this price with RTX 4050 options as well. So is it worth buying this one? Well, in itself this laptop is good. It gave good FPS, good temps, gave good performance scores, but we can see the compromises due to the price with battery, screen and ports. Moreover, for the same price, one can get an RTX 4050 with i5 13th Gen, and for about 10,000 more, you can get an RTX 4050 with i7 13th Gen. And by the way, looking at the current market, buying a 13th Gen laptop should be postponed as the next gen laptops with modern CPUs are just around the corner. So 13th Gen CPUs will definitely see a price dip. So if you absolutely need one, go for an RTX 4050 variant, or even better, just wait for the prices to drop further if you can. And as always, thanks for watching. Support my channel by liking and subscribing. If you have any questions or suggestions, comment down below, and see you in the next one.